think we're there. Let me see. Yeah, it says we are live on YouTube. So folks, this is Kurt Von Annen. The background's a little bit different today. You'll see that I am out of the workspace and in the house. It's hot in Southern California. It's going to be another triple digits day. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit later. So it's afternoon, right? So I call this the Mañana no Mas morning check-in. It is the afternoon. Today was a tremendous day. Got up early, did my thing with Lifter LMS and working in that WordPress space and working really, really hard to just be that expert in that space, right? So worked with some people. Interestingly enough, today I think there was somebody from the UK, from India, then a couple of Americans, a couple of Canadians, and I believe an Italian today that I was able to help. And I talk about that because to me, it's so interesting and so diverse to see that even though the globe separates us from what we are trying to do, it's the commonality of the mission. It's the commonality of that space, right? That working with ways to communicate and ways to bring ideas to people. Now, after that, I had one of my own client meetings in the similar space where I'm a WordPress developer for this client, and I'm building them a really nice package. I got to tell you, and I told you this a couple of days ago in the live. So if you missed that, you want to go back a couple of days and take a look at the Mañana no Mas morning check-ins, and all that stuff is in the video diary that's in mañananomas.com. One of the top menu items there is video diary. So you can go to that and you can look at any of my live messages for the last year are all kept in there. So what I said was, I like to work with the customer. I like to do a needs assessment with the customer. I like to clarify their wants and needs. And then I go out of my way to really try and provide that. Not only that, but if I look at something that they request, something I'm not familiar with, I'll tell them, hey, this is a new adventure for me. I'm going to jump out and try and educate myself on this for you in a timely manner. That's not me, that's my dog. I'm going to try and educate myself on this in a timely manner, and I'll get back to you and let you know the progress. And I keep them updated as we go, right? This particular client gets a check-in with me, at least once a week. And she is so thankful and so appreciative of the check-in, how we do the check-in, how I verify her communication, her wants, her needs, her desires, and how I actuate on those wants and needs and desires. And to me, I train other people how to do customer communication and relationship building. I train people how to do this. So for me, it seems natural. But when I hear other people confirm it or relay it back to me about their perception of what they're experiencing, right? It is mind-boggling to me. For instance, we're doing the review. I said, look, this website's a little confusing. Let me just tell you, I've got 2 samples on here. I've got 2 working tools side by side. I want to know from you which one you prefer. And of course, she's like, well, I love what you did here. This looks like, and I, whoa, it's 2 different tools. You need to go in. I want you to look at what we're talking about, see the 2 different tools. Tell me which one you like better. And then I can delete the one so we can see, what you've chosen live. And so she says, oh yeah, well then I see what you mean. This one's got to go. So I said, okay, just give me a minute, and I go over to the edit screen. I delete that feature. I refresh, I update, and I tell her, I said, go ahead and refresh the page. And she hiccuped. This is someone who's been doing corporate project management in the learning space for decades, right? And I used to be in that position. I used to do that for Suzuki and Ducati and different people. So I know what she's thinking. She's thinking she asked for something that seems like it should be easy. And I'm probably going to say, hey, we can slot that in, to do that next Thursday afternoon, because for some reason, web people try to make it sound like they're working with magic or something. And so I said, well, it's updated. Go ahead and refresh your screen. Let me see so I can confirm that that's what you want. Oh, you did it right there. Ah, that's so cool. It's so nice to be able to see things in real time. Thank you for doing that. That took me 15 seconds, and it was that much more, of an emotional deposit, right? So I talk a lot in terms of relationship building with emotional deposits and withdrawals. I know that sooner or later there's going to be something she's going to want, and I'm going to have to say, hey, I can't do that, or that's going to add substantially to your budget. Are you sure you want to go that direction, right? And that's when you say that, that's an emotional withdrawal. So you want to make sure you have enough emotional deposits in your relationship so that you've got something to withdraw from, right? Folks, I hope you're paying attention because I'm dropping some gold nuggets on this today, right? So it was just a fantastic experience. Now, in my mind, because I'm who I am, I'm almost dreading the call because I'm thinking I fell short. I could have done more. I could have done something in the time that was allotted. What did I miss? How can I communicate this better, right? That's what I'm thinking because I care what my client wants and needs. I want to make sure I do my best to meet those wants and needs, right? So I'm a little self-critical in that regard. That's a healthy thing. That's not unhealthy. That's healthy. I know that I do good work, but I always think, man, maybe I could have done a little bit more, right? And so I'm always trying to give people my best, right? Just like I'm trying to give you the best I've got right now in this one-way conversation that I'm hoping would become two-way. Send me some comments or something, right? Her reaction tells me it's right on the money. It's right on the money, right? And then funny enough, when we started talking about some other things that she's working on, the content obligations on her end of her project, I said, well, can I ask you about this? Can I ask you about that? I asked some qualifying questions, and we came up together with some real actionable solutions to help her take her project to a higher level, right? And that's going to be stuff that, quite honestly, I'm going to be able to sell on the back end to help her improve her product, right? So it's a win-win. I'm continuing the relationship, I'm continuing the revenue stream, and I'm adding value to her project at the rate and speed and depth that she's looking for. That's what customers want. That's how we're helping them, right? I train my customers how to do the same thing with their customers. In the power sport space, it's not much different, right? Someone brings a broken motorcycle in, they just want the motorcycle fixed, man, right? But it's you gotta, the service writer needs to ask those questions. What do you use it for? What's your intended use after we fix it? Did you want to do maintenance and repair, or do you, in one visit, do you want to break it into multiple visits? Are you going to be on the road for the next 3 months? Do we need to do something now to prepare you for your intended use? There's all these things. And if you don't build the relationship with the customer and you fail to ask those questions, you'll fail to meet those needs. And then it's that broken relationship that causes the customer to search for a relationship somewhere else. That's how you lose your revenue. I've been giving some thought today about my messaging. I've been thinking a lot about Mañana no más and what its overarching umbrella message is, right? I've said this multiple times. I'm a small to medium-sized business consultant. I focus on communication and technology to improve sales and profit at these companies. But I got to have an offer. I got to have a hook. What am I bringing to you, right? I just told you this whole story. How would I tell someone that in a heading on a website that gets them to click and subscribe? How would I get them to know that they have to work with Mañana no más or they're losing out, right? And I've been thinking a lot about that lately. I've been thinking a lot about the messaging and the offer. I know I've got the best product out, period. In the power sports field, I know I got the best product out. Nobody teaches a power sports dealership how to make money in the service department like Kurt Von Onen teaches people how to make money in the service department. I've got that cornered, but I got to figure out, how do I communicate that to the decision maker at the dealer level that they need me to train their people? I know a lot of the people. I know a lot of the service writers. I know a lot of the service managers. I know a ton of technicians. But for them to go to their boss and say, hey, you need to hire Kurt to train me to be better at my job, that's a big ask, right? People aren't going to go to their boss and ask for that. So I know that there's a gap that I need to fulfill, right? I need to be in touch with service, with dealership owners and dealership general managers that make that type of training, hiring decision. So I've been thinking a lot about what that offer looks like, right? Is that offer, add to your profit and loss statement with Powersport Academy. You know, drive the bottom line with Powersports Academy. Let me show you how, right? 3 months to a more secure service department. That one's got some strength to it, right? Because I'm putting a timeline on it and I'm saying what's going to happen. Now that gets their interest, and maybe they call me and they go, what are you talking about? A more secure, a more stable service department. What are you talking about? And then of course I get the opportunity to break that down. I would love, I'm begging this time. Would love some feedback on that. I really would. If you were a dealership owner or a dealership general manager, and you weren't even thinking about training your service staff, it wasn't even on your mind, what would it take? What would be a strong message that would get you to think about investing in training for your service staff? It's a great question. Because if I knew the answer to that question, I would be able to 10x my business at the Powersport Academy. And then the amount of value that I could add to people through tutorials and content and web strategy and digital marketing and leadership speaking and coaching and all of those things that Mañana No Mas has as an umbrella, right? Those are all just tools that are part of that business consulting thing, right? So when I take a look at everything that's in the umbrella for Mañana No Mas, and I go, well, for right now, I'm just hitting this button, or I'm just hitting this button, or I'm just sharing this much with people. Part of what hurts for me is I got this umbrella of stuff. I got this umbrella of skills and tools that I can share with people, and I'm not getting a chance to share it at a level or at a volume that I would like to see it shared at. So it's a struggle. I'll be honest with you, it's a big struggle. And it's not even about money. I mean, money's a great thing. I love to bring money in. Don't get me wrong. I love making money. But there's a certain amount of influence, community, adding value to people that outweighs cash flow. You know, think of it this way. If I could help 1,000 people be more secure in forming and building their relationships with customers, and do that for free, right? Like Joe Rogan says, for free. If I could do that for 1,000 people for free, but I had 100 of those people, just 100 of them, want to take it to another level and, you know, kind of have like a premium training, one-on-one private coaching kind of thing to really bring it up and become experts in their field, those 100 people would create the cash flow that would allow me to add value to 1,000 people. That's pretty powerful stuff when you think about it. That's a lot of fun, right? And for me, that's what the Powersport Academy is. The Powersport Academy is, I know I'm the best in the country at training fixed operations personnel to increase their relationships, decrease employee turnover, and increase revenue through the service department. I know that. I know that the return on investment the dealer gets is phenomenal, right? And I have so much confidence in that I know that I can monetize that part of my business. And a lot of what Mañana No Mas does as the umbrella becomes the value add for the community, right? So it's been a lot. This has been a good brain cleansing session for me. Again, feedback's so important. You know, whether you're following along on the YouTube live, or, you know, you're jumped in on the LinkedIn replay, or you're looking at this on the Mañana No Mas website in the video diary, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know that you're here. And then don't forget, if you go to the mañananomas.com website and you click on Academy, another page opens up. And in the middle of that page is a place where you can sign up to be added to the newsletter or the mail list. And I used to send out a daily email up until the beginning of last month, right? And I moved it to a weekly email. Weekly because I didn't want to spam it. Daily was too much. It was too much for me. It was too much for the readers. But moving it to a weekly, I'm able to put in some good value adds in there. Last week, we even gave away another free ebook, right? So typically on Mondays, I send out an email, goes out to the list, and it just recaps a couple of things that maybe Mañana No Mas did in the previous week. Maybe gives you an article about personal development, and then possibly an ebook or some kind of digital product like that for free, so that you can grow, so that you can get something for being a part of the community. And then in the end, man, I would love for everybody to be in the academy. You know, I've got free courses, paid courses, all kinds of courses, weight loss, personal development, leadership training, goal setting, all that stuff is in there. And I would love to see it getting used. And once you're part of that community inside there with the social learning and all the things that are in the academy, it becomes a thing of its own. It's an amazing, amazing thing. I love having the access to these tools and being able to share them with you guys. Folks, this has been a long one. I appreciate you. I do. I love you. Have a great day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.